Hello, my name is Hatsune Miku, the biggest lesbian of the anime art style characters from the Betty Bunch, and today I am going to Rune Factory Frontier. You might be curious what the fuck Rune Factory Frontier is or why I am going to it. Well, Rune Factory Frontier is the first non-handheld console game in the Rune Factory series, at least that Drew Pickles the Dark is aware of, which is basically what you would get if you crossed Harvest Moon with an action RPG or in other words a weeaboo game. I am going here because, like all Harvest Moon and weeaboo games, there is an array of sexy bachelorettes you can pick one to marry from, though I have no intention of marrying one, but rather to fuck all of them and recruit them into the Betty Bunch. Anyway, I will head over to Trampoline Village, which is where this game takes place, and I will see the main character Rune on his way to the town as well in order to look for Mist. I will seize this opportunity to knock him out so that the town people will encounter me first, before they encounter Rune, and I will be welcomed into the town. Eventually I will reach the town and the old lady at the church Stella will give me a house that nobody lives in, and I will move in and slowly start the process of turning it into a lesbian sex mansion, though that will take some time, so I will visit around the town first. I will first go to Mist's house, and upon walking in I will see Mist, and since Mist rhymes with pissed I will have an erotic daydream of Mist giving me a golden shower like piss 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 piss. Mist is a complete idiot, so she probably thinks this is normal piss 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 bag. That was swell. I will snap out of my daydream and Mist will talk about how she is happy I moved into the farm next door, and she will give me some turnip seeds and farm tools to use on the field to start growing crops. However, I have no intention of growing turnips, and instead will grow watermelons, macis, garlic, hot goatweed, ginkgo biloba, photo tea, lemons, ginseng, ginger, avocados, and pumpkins, as it is said that all of those or the seeds of them help boost sexual performance. So I will walk up to Mist and slowly run my finger from her cheek down her chest and whisper, "Want to come to my house tonight?" And being a complete idiot and not suspecting what I have in store, she will agree. After that I will head to the church district where the church, Rune Archives, which is basically just a library, and the clock tower are located. I will go to the church and encounter Laura. I will get extremely wet from seeing Laura's nun outfit, since I have a nun outfit fetish, and I will walk over and Laura will say something to be nice that I won't care about, since I am too horny at the moment. I will ask Laura if she wants to come to have a threesome with myself and Mist later tonight, and she will get disgusted and tell me how homosexuality is a sin or something like that. The actual game doesn't go into religion, but since she is dressed like a nun, Drew Pickles the Dark will just pretend she is Catholic for the purposes of this video, and since Catholics dislike homosexuality, except for pedophile priests, she will be opposed to it. I will ask if she is not willing to reconsider, and she will say no, so I will just whip out my mastodonic strap-on that is shaped like a microphone and rape her like on this particular playthrough. Drew Pickles the Dark is probably going to pick Laura to marry, but he's not sure, so why not vote in the comments? Bag, that was swell, and she will be turned into a lesbian and say, "Bag, a threesome with you and Mist later tonight sounds swell." And I will respond, "It will probably be more than the three of us, as I still need to visit the rest of the town," and she will say, "The more the merrier." After that I will head to the Rune Archives, and, even though she doesn't move in until a little later in the actual game, Selfie will be here reading a bunch of books, and she will ask if I am here to buy some books, and I will say yes. "Do you happen to have any homoerotic novels about women?" Selfie will give me a disgusted look and say this is a kid's game and that the Rune Archives wouldn't contain inappropriate stuff like that. I will respond, "If this is a kid's game, how come there is a bathhouse scene where you talk about the size of your tits?" Just then her repressed homosexuality will bubble up and she will say, "You make a swell point, and then we will have a good fuck like." If any characters in this game are gay, it's Selfie. Though, since in the regular game you can marry and fuck her and have a kid, she probably isn't. But for this video she is. Bag, that was swell. I will ask her if she wanted to come have an orgy tonight at my house with other girls from the village, and she will say, "Bag, that sounds swell," before pulling a homoerotic novel about lesbianism out of a hiding place and pleasuring herself while she waits for tonight's orgy. After that I will head to the clock tower to find Cinnamon. You may be thinking I will include Candy in this, however she is underage and I will instead leave some lesbian porn for her to find, so that she can be properly introduced to the Betty Bunch when she comes of age. That said, her sister Cinnamon is not off the table, so I will go in the clock tower and see their grandfather Kano bitching about his chronic illness or some shit. I will get tired of hearing him bitching, so I will just whip out my microphone and use it like a lasso to grab him and then squeeze it tight like a boa constrictor until he suffocates and dies. After that I will head upstairs to Cinnamon's room, and I will see her at her desk, and she will say, "Who the fuck are you?" and I will say, "Hello, my name is Hatsune Miku, the biggest lesbian of anime art style characters in the Betty Bunch, and I am recruiting all of the young women of Trampoline Village to have a hot sexy lesbian orgy at my house tonight." Cinnamon will have an apathetic look and just say oh, and I will clear my throat, and no, not because it's full of cum or anything, but rather because it's cliche to clear your throat before iterating your point, and I will say to her that includes you, and she will resist my advances, but resistance is futile, and I will begin to fuck her like Cinnamon is probably Drew Pickles the Dark's least favorite of the ones you can marry using your collection of magic crystals as dildos like and your favorite fishing pole as a dildo like bag. That was swell. Cinnamon will have turned into a lesbian and say bag, an orgy at your house tonight sounds swell. I'll even bring my collection of magic crystals for all of us to use as dildos. After that I will leave the clock tower and head to the main district. The first building I will encounter is Melody's bathhouse. The idea of a bathhouse full of scantily clad, if not naked women will make me so fucking horny that I will shove my hands down my pants, or skirt, or whatever the fuck I am wearing and rub my clit like a and Melody will say welcome and ask if I want to take a bath, and I will say that sounds swell and strip off all of my clothes and jump into the women's bath. While I am sitting in the women's bath, I will kiss and shit and come and have my period in the water, and the water will turn super swell because of this. Melody will come in the women's bathroom and say you probably shouldn't stay in the bath so long, and oh my fucking god, what the fuck happened to the bath water? And I will say oh, I just made the bath water super swell, and she will get disgusted and go to run away, when I will lasso her with my microphone and pull her into the water where exposure to such will turn her homosexual, and we will passionately make out in the bath like Melody was the character Drew Pickles the Dark married on his first playthrough since she is really easy to get love points with, since the gifts she likes are herbs, which just grow in your front yard. Melody's voice actress is kind of annoying, though there is a creepy pervert who always hangs out here named Nolan, who I am now beating like smack. Okay, well, in the game he's not a pervert, but this is a Speakonia video, so he is smack bag. That was swell. After that I will tell Melody about my orgy later tonight, and she will tell me that sounds super swell and that she will be there. After that I will travel to Danny's groceries. Unfortunately the store will look disgusting, not just because it's only a man in here, but also since in the game it is all disorganized and colored brown and shit. Thank God he goes out of business and ends up working for Rosetta. Danny will be extremely happy he has a customer and ask if I would like anything to buy, and I will say no, I would never buy anything from a man, especially one as dumb as yourself, and he will get pissed off and scream at me, and I will be completely unaffected by this and rip off my shirt, and my nipples will become erect and start spraying milk out of them with the pressure of a fire hose like piss. Why the fuck is this using the pissing sound piss? Because saying milk sounds retarded, and Microsoft Mary can't make the proper soy sound piss. Even though my tits are very small, unless you want to count fan art, I can still shoot gallons of milk piss bag. That was swell. Danny will have been knocked out by the pressure of my milkers, and I will retract them back into my shirt and head over to Materia, which is Rosetta's store and directly next to this one. Upon entering Materia, Rosetta will say welcome to Materia or something, then ask if I would like to buy anything. I will take a look at the products she has for sale, and it will pretty much only be flower seeds. What the fuck, how does that even make sense for a general store? Anyway, I will figure maybe she has some better products hidden behind the counter, so I will ask her if she has any dildos, including double-sided dildos, adult diapers, lesbian porn, strap-ons, feminine lubricant, or BDSM clothing. Rosetta will get a disgusted look and say what the fuck, this isn't some gay sex shop, get the fuck out of here you sick bitch. I will then reply I'll show you the true definition of a sick bitch and proceed to rape her like in all seriousness, in the actual game she only sells a couple worthless things and a lot of flower seeds. Rosetta is higher on Drew Pickles the Dark's list of potential ones he might marry on this save file. That comment will probably piss off feminists, since making a tier list of waifus is objectifying women or some other dumb shit. Drew Pickles the Dark never really got into the waifu thing or anime much, so he probably sounds like an idiot. Bag. That was swell. After that Rosetta will say that she has a secret stash of those items for when she wants to fuck a guy, but now that she is a lesbian she will get them for me, and I will say no, that is alright, just bring them to my orgy later tonight and we can have fun with them then, and she will say bag. That sounds swell. After turning Rosetta into a lesbian, I will travel to the Damascus Forge and see that sexy hot elven MILF Ganesha creating shit in the forge. I will ask her if she is willing to make metal dildos, chastity belts, plate bikinis like you see in fantasy RPGs, or chains for some BDSM fun. She will give me a confused and pissed off look before shrugging and saying alright. I will get really confused she didn't call me a sick bitch and say you don't think that my request is odd. She will tell me business is business and get to work on my metal dildos, chastity belts, plate bikinis, and chains. I will invite her to my orgy tonight and she will decline, citing that, because she is not one of the bachelorettes in the game, she can't come, and I will say that is fucking bullshit and that she is coming and just fuck her like in case any of you who have played this game are wondering, I am not going to bother wasting time with her son Marco, since I am not a pedophile and he is male anyway, and Ganesha will be turned into a lesbian and say bag. I'll be sure to get all of your order for the orgy later tonight. I will say that sounds super swell and leave. After that I will head to whatever the fuck the inn is called, and inside behind the desk I will see Turner. Seeing such a fat disgusting slob of a man will make me puke all over the floor like blah 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 blah, and he won't do anything special, since he really doesn't do anything in the game besides get drunk and the shit beaten out of him by his wife, so I will do what his wife does to him, like smack 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 smack. Really Drew Pickles the Dark can't think of anything creative to do with him. Smack 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 bag. That was swell. I will next head upstairs to find Yuzuki, Minerva, and Eunice. I will not wait for any time and just fuck them like Eunice can actually get skinnier in game, since she will go on a diet, if she likes your character enough. I bet land wealthy Nazis would be extremely triggered by that game feature. Yuzuki is a Jap in a weak game. She is probably the waifu that weeaboos love the most. Minerva isn't a bachelorette you can marry, but she is coming to my orgy tonight anyway. Sabu is complaining that Yuzuki is being raped, so I will just smack him out of the area with my strap on like smack 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 bag. That was swell. The three girls will all become lesbians and agree to come to my orgy later tonight. Deciding to finish this part of the video up, I will head back downstairs to the bar and see Rita behind the counter, and she will ask me if I want to order something, and I will say yes. I would really like some rice boiled in women's piss, with pubic hair sprinkled on top, with some ice cream made out of titty milk, and some wine, only instead of wine, it's instead 50-year-old pussy juice. Oh yes, and a cucumber to use as a dildo. Rita will look at me with a shocked and pissed off look, as if it's the most original thing ever, and she will ask what the fuck is wrong with me, and I will say, listen here bitch, my name is Hatsune Miku, the biggest lesbian of the anime Betty Bunch characters, and you better give me my order right now. And she will say, no way, now get the fuck out of here, and I will just rape her like wrong answer. Drew Pickles the Dark is going through the areas of the game in his head. He still has to do the South District bag. That was swell. Rita will have turned homosexual and get me my order, besides the pussy juice wine, since she doesn't have 50 years to make it, which is fine, so I will eat my swell meal like nom 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 bag. That was swell. Then leave and head to the South District. When I get to the South District there will be 4 houses, one of which is a mansion, so I will go there first. Upon entering the mansion, Bianca will greet me and ask if there is anything interesting to do in the town, and I will say I thought you would never ask, and fuck her like this qualifies as something interesting, right? Bag. That was swell. And then Tabitha will come out of the kitchen and say, Miss Bianca, what would you like me to make you for lunch? Having been turned into a lesbian by yours truly, Bianca will make an order, just as well as any other order you see in a Betty Bunch video, and Tabitha will look somewhat disgusted, but she will comply, since it's her job. Tabitha will then come back with the order, and Bianca and I will eat it like nom 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 nom, and Tabitha will ask Bianca why she has had a sudden change in tastes, and she will explain to Tabitha that she is a lesbian now and is going to have an orgy later tonight with myself and the other village girls. Tabitha will show some mild concern, and Bianca will just proceed to fuck her like in the actual game. Bianca always talks about how she loves Tabitha, not in a sexual way, but now being a lesbian, it has become that way. I am now pleasuring myself to watching Bianca and Tabitha have hot lesbian sex like and Tabitha will be turned into a lesbian and say, bag, that was swell, I would love to come to your orgy tonight, I will even cater for the event, and I will say, bag, that sounds swell, and head to my next target, place to visit. Next I will head to Cross's house, and, although that emo faggot is a male, he does expand your house, so I will tell him to expand my house, so that it becomes a Betty Bunch lesbian sex mansion, and he will do so instantly, because for some reason, when he works on your house he does it instantly in the game. Because he helped me achieve one of my main goals, I will spare beating him to death and instead tie him up in his house. Maybe Drew Pickles can have his way with him some other time. Next Broddick will show up and start being a douchebag, and in response I will whip out a massive dildo and go to fight him, when he will whip out his sword and a huge fight scene will break out. Of course, being a Speakonia character I will win without question and proceed to kick him in the crotch and take his sword and use it as a dildo like a bag. That was swell. That only leaves Eric's house, who is the guy who sells vegetable seeds, so I will go in and he will ask what kind of seeds I am looking for, and I will ask him if he has any seeds for watermelons, macas, garlic, hot goat weed, ginkgo biloba, foti, lemons, ginseng, ginger, avocados, and pumpkins. He will say he only has pumpkin seeds, and this will piss me off, as I wanted to grow watermelons, macas, garlic, hot goat weed, ginkgo biloba, foti, lemons, ginseng, ginger, avocados, and pumpkins, so I will whip out my strap-on, which is shaped like a microphone, and beat him into submission like smack 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 bag. That was swell, and he will say he will find seeds for watermelons, macas, garlic, hot goat weed, ginkgo biloba, foti, lemons, ginseng, ginger, and avocados, so I will let him do so, because I don't feel like dealing with a man anymore. After that I will have visited all the places in the town, at least all the places where people live, but I will have noticed I did not find either of the irises next. So I will head over to the clock tower where the beanstalk that goes to Whale Island is located and piss on the sprouting like piss 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 piss, and the beanstalk will grow, and I will put the end of it up my pussy and proceed to ride it all the way to the top like bag. That was swell. Upon arriving at Whale Island, the island will talk to me and I won't give a shit, as the plot is irrelevant to this video, and I will head to the tower where the white iris lives. On the way I will proceed to fuck all the monsters, assuming they are female ones, like all of the monsters in this game can lay eggs, so I guess they are all female, even though some of them look male. I sure love bestiality. Bag. That was swell. After that I will reach the tower Iris lives in on the fin of Whale Island and bust the door down by punching it like when Superman punches through walls, and Iris will be all excited to see me, since she never sees anyone, and I will say hello, my name is Hatsune Miku, the biggest lesbian out of the anime art style characters in the Betty Bunch, and Iris won't know what the fuck I am talking about, as she has been isolated from everything, so I will just proceed to fuck her like Drew Pickles the Dark has to spell Hatsune Miku incorrectly too. Get Speakonia to pronounce it correctly, otherwise it says Hatsune Miku. Bag. That was swell. After that Iris will be turned into a lesbian and tell me how it would be swell to come to my orgy tonight. But she would love it if I rescued the black version of her, and by black version, she means the one who wears a black outfit, not a nigger version, and I will say that sounds swell. I would love to have another sexy lady at my orgy tonight, so I will jump off of Whale Island and fall face first into the ground before going to the snow ruins, as that's where Black Iris is locked up. I will go into the snow ruins and like Whale Island proceed to fuck my way through the monsters like bag. That was swell, and then I will reach where Black Iris is being held and Jelwin will appear and go on a villain monologue, and I will tell him to fuck off. I just want the Iris to have a hot lesbian sex orgy tonight, and he will get pissed off and tell Iris to deal with me before running away like a little bitch. I will just fuck Iris like bag. That was swell, and not only will this turn her into a lesbian, but it will also break the mind control, and Iris will say, "Bag, thanks for saving me." And I will ask her to come to my orgy tonight, and she will say that will be super swell. Now that I have converted all the waifus into lesbians, and it's nearly sunset, I will go home to prepare for my orgy. On the way home I will meet a girl with silver hair with the slightest tint of purple, and she will talk about how she plans to build a church and start a town and such. Obviously some kind of rip in the space-time continuum will have occurred, as this is Stella, when she was young, and because I am one super fucking horny sexual degenerate, I won't give a shit about the space-time continuum, so I will just lift up my skirt and squirt all over her like soy 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 soy. If anyone watching this has been turned on by this video, then you are a sick fuck. Soy 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 soy, turning her into a lesbian. Soy 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 bag. Yet another swell member for my orgy. On the way back to my house I will also encounter Annette delivering the mail, and will ask her if she wants to come to my orgy tonight, and because Drew Pickles the Dark forgot about Annette until just now and is getting tired of writing scenes for all these characters, she will just say that sounds swell and she will be there. Upon reaching my house I will have noticed Cross will have turned it into a suitable Betty Bunch lesbian sex mansion. I will go in and get the whole place ready for the orgy tonight. Now is the part you sick fucks have been waiting for. I will hear a knockety knock knock on the door and open it up, and it will be Tabitha with a lot of swell food for the event, including, but not limited to, piss soup with pubic hair noodles, a stew that is a mix of poopy, piss, and pussy juice, some fine wine made of Tabitha's love juices, some complex fancy dishes that have French names that Drew Pickles the Dark doesn't know the name of but are all made out of swell Betty Bunch quality ingredients, and a box of edible dildos. Ganesha will also be there with more than enough metal dildos, chastity belts, chains, and plate bikinis to go around. Rosetta will also have came with BDSM suits, adult diapers, dildos, lubricant, and strap-ons, enough for everyone. Cinnamon will show up with her magic crystal collection. Maybe we can shove them up our cunts and get super swell sexual powers from them, and all of the other girls will be there too. We will all put on our strap-ons, BDSM clothing, adult diapers, chains, plate bikinis, and anything else Drew Pickles the Dark forgets and proceed to fuck the fuckity fuck out of each other like hip 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 hip. There are 18 women here hip 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 hip. That's got to be a new record for a Hatsune Miku video hip 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 hip. Well, Drew Pickles the Dark didn't see any Hatsune Miku videos. I only appeared as an extra in Betty Bunch videos before this hip 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 at least. That he is aware of so it's not a hard record to break. He wanted an anime character to go to this game. Well, he knows she doesn't come from an actual anime. But you know what he means. Sucking on each other's tits like glurg 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 glurg. If iris is one person split in two, and the irises are fucking each other, does that count as sex or masturbation? Now the lot of us are using the dildos as dildos. I bet the idea of 18 women from a weeaboo game having an orgy is turning on all the weeaboos. My Betty Bunch lesbian sex mansion is much more swell than the Barney Bunch gay sex mansion. The time to fire bodily excrement all over the mansion like this. The pooping sounds doesn't sound as well as when Drew Pickles does it, so we will just resume pissing like this. Covering the mansion in pussy juice. Soy. Wait a minute, how are we getting all this everywhere if we are wearing chains, plate bikinis, adult diapers, strap-ons, and any other shit Drew Pickles the Dark doesn't feel like dwelling on. Oh well, that's the magic of a Speakonia video. Did you know in this game you can make bikinis and give them to the bachelorettes as gifts, and instead of saying you are a pervert or something, they will just say it's a cute bathing suit and wear it for you. Even if you are not married to them. This game is actually pretty swell in all honesty. Just pretend Drew Pickles the Dark made up one-liners for each of the girls involved for this scene. Bag, that was swell. Just then there will be a knock at the door and I will open it, and Jelweem, except in his weeaboo game final boss form, will be there asking what the fuck is going on in here. Me and the rest of the girls will just attack him with massive dildos like in the normal game. The bachelorettes also help you defeat him, but it's by singing or something stupid like that. Why the fuck is your crotch shaped like a dog head? Using your magical powers as a dildo like bag, that was swell. Jelweem will be defeated and I will decide, despite having one of the swellest orgies since the one I had last night with the Betty Bunch, that I am bored with Trampoline Village, and also that this video has gone on way too long, so I will leave. Bag, that all sounds cunt licking, piss drinking, pussy pleasuring, titty sucking, coochie invading, pubic hair shaving, shoving a tampon up my ass. Well, I think I will go to Rune Factory Frontier right now.